Hello everybody, my name is Toy. But today I'm going to be talking about how tissues are made. Tissues? Well, what are tissues? Let me bring a piece of it here. Okay, I'm back. There's a piece of tissue on my hand. Well, a tissue use is really spread. It's not just using for cleaning yourself, but cleaning tools. I could even use it to clean this box that I used to put in like diamonds. Yes, or I could even use this to scrub a bottle. Or I could even use this to clear a glass. You see that tissues could also help you a lot in the toilet. Well, how are these modern tissues made? We won't be discovering them for today. Well, a tissues is made by a wood file that people call it pulp. It is made by recycled papers material, such as cardboard, newspaper, or certain types of juice carton. A lot of people prefer to use computers printing papers for these paper pulp because it would be more softer to make these tissues soft and good for us to use. Well, we doesn't just use those computers printing papers. We also use those other kinds of paper materials that we could find. It all helps up to make the tissues. And all of those recycled papers is being made by paper pulp. It's being made to paper pulps. The wet pulp. After we mix all those recycled papers materials, we put it with water. To get the wet pulp. The wet pulp is then rolled on the paper machine until the desired thickness is achieved. Like, look. This is my tissue, and it was super thin, I swear. And that is 2 layers. If 1 layer, it will be even smaller than 1% of 1 millimeters. Look, it's just too thin. And we need to have a great machine enough to roll it so that it goes into the desired thickness. Because, a paper machine needs to be really hardworking to achieve the desired thickness. Well, then they would mix it with air and then the raw materials paper pulp. The Yankee cylinder is sprayed with adhesive to make the paper sticks. And there will be 2 rolls of papers on the opposite sides, rows and rows in. Then, after the papers are being selected, the papers would be put into a kind of pattern that makes sure that when we use it for boxes, we could easily, when we pull the piece, there's that other piece coming up for the next time you need to use the tissues. People always scared of that. Then goes into the packaging part. It goes into the packaging parts. A lot of kinds of tissues are packed by boxes, but you could see commonly those kinds of tissues that are being put in inside plastic bags for more, because tissues wouldn't be preferred to be put into those boxes at all. But making a tissue is not as easy when you say. It's really hard and you need a long step of doing that. You use a thick paper pulp. You roll the paper machine when it comes to really, really thin. Then after that, we would spray it with adhesives to make the paper sticks. We need to put it inside a pattern, package it, and lots of other steps that I doesn't know in tissues makings. But making tissues like even harder than making toothpicks or food, I must say, because making tissues needs a great machine enough to roll paper until it goes into the thickness of a piece of paper, but even more thin. Well, what can we say? Tissues are things that are really convenient to use, but not really convenient to make. But if you like, you could go and find out how to make these at homes. You could make these paper pulps at homes, and of course, if you can make those paper pulps, it's the raw material, you could try to make these tissues. And if it's finished, then please tell me. By the way, these tissues are so great that people need it, and it's a great thing. Goodbye.